Picture the red carpet, flashbulbs, designer gowns, and megawatt smiles. Now picture giant court dockets, sworn testimony, and careers on the chopping block. In 2025, 10 famous names, from music, movies, TV, and even the NBA, have been hit with assault claims loud enough to shake the whole pop culture skyline. Some walk into court in three-piece suits, others post tear-stained selfies, but every single one shouts the same two words: not guilty. Tonight we break down all 10 stories, facts first, rumors second, and at the end, I'll ask you which case you think could actually bring prison time. Let's begin with the rap mogul whose shiny bad boy image may never recover. Picture this, a hushed Manhattan courtroom, day 32 of testimony. The judge reminds everyone to silence their phones, and a jumbo monitor flickers to life. Up pops the now famous 2016 hallway clip. Security cam footage of Diddy shoving Cassie Ventura so hard she hits a wall. Jurors lean in. You can almost hear a pin drop. Prosecutors say Diddy paid hotel guard Eddie Garcia $100,000 to bury that video. Garcia just told them so under oath. But the tape is only Act 1. Over 34 witnesses have described freak-off parties where they claim Diddy ordered drugs, male escorts, and even handguns to keep everyone in line. Cassie herself took the stand May 13th, voice shaking, and said those nights felt like a job I could never quit. Defense lawyers countered with a stack of affectionate texts Cassie sent Diddy after the alleged assaults. Proof, they argue, that the relationship was consensual. Yet prosecutors hit back with FBI phone data maps placing Diddy's jet, and Cassie, at multiple party locales the night those texts were sent. On June 24th, the government finally rested. Diddy, in a gray three-piece suit, rose and told the judge he would not testify. The defense then called just 3 witnesses before arresting 2. Deliberations could start as early as June 30th. If jurors buy the racketeering and sex trafficking charges, the hip-hop mogul who once rapped "Can't Stop, Won't Stop" could face life in prison. From bad boy to Medea. Next up is billionaire Tyler Perry, and the price tag alone might stun you. Imagine the grand opening party for Tyler Perry Studios back in 2019. Glittering lights, A-list guests, and servers hustling champagne. One of those servers, a North Carolina playwright named Derek Dixon, says Perry noticed him, called him talented, and soon slid a business card into his palm. 6 months later, Dixon landed a small role on BET's Ruthless, and then a breakout part, Dale, on The Oval, racking up 85 episodes over 4 seasons. According to the lawsuit filed June 17th, 2025, the mentorship morphed into late-night texts. Screenshots show lines like, "How much is guiltless assault worth to you?" and "Come through, I can fix your storyline." Dixon claims he tried to laugh it off until a January 2020 set visit, where Perry allegedly pulled him into a guest room closet and groped him under his shirt. A second incident in February 2021, this time at Perry's Georgia mansion, ended, Dixon says, with Perry yanking his underwear and warning, "Don't make me rewrite Dale's exit." Dixon stayed silent, afraid to lose steady income. Court papers say roughly $400,000 in salary, but by 2023, he developed PTSD and left the show. His therapist's notes, included in the filing, describe power-driven coercion and panic attacks whenever Dixon hears the Medea theme song. Perry's attorney fires back, calling the suit fabricated for a payout and hinting at a countersuit for defamation. Yet fans point to a now-deleted December 2023 Instagram Live from actor Christian Keys, who tearfully accused a billion-dollar mentor of similar harassment before he was, in his words, pressured to stay quiet. The clip just resurfaced, and social media detectives are splicing side-by-side timeline that make the allegations look eerily alike. First court date is slated for August 12th in Los Angeles Superior Court. If the judge lets discovery dig into Perry's texts, studios, and staffing records, Hollywood could see its most powerful one-man empire put under a microscope. Now grab your cowboy hat. Kevin Costner's Western epic just galloped into scandal territory. Picture a dusty set in southern Utah, dawn just breaking over the mesas. Stuntwoman Devin LaBella, doubling for actor Ella Hunt, rehearses a mild barn struggle scene with full safety checks and an intimacy coordinator on hand. That was May 1st, 2023. 24 hours later, LaBella says everything changed. director star Kevin Costner arrived with a new idea, a far more graphic rape insert. No rehearsal, no coordinator, no added pay. A different actor, not Hunt's stand-in partner, pinned Labella against a wooden door while cameras rolled. She says she froze, counting the seconds until the nightmare ended. When shooting wrapped, Labella texted intimacy coordinator Celeste Chaney, "Why wasn't anyone there to protect me? SAG rules say 48-hour notice." Chaney apologized, calling the moment an abuse of power. Those texts are now Exhibit A in Labella's May 27, 2025 lawsuit, which demands damages, mandatory harassment training for the crew, and a public apology from Costner. Costner's lawyer, veteran litigator Martin Singer, fires back. He says the insert was fully clothed, storyboarded, and shot with Labella's consent. He calls her a serial accuser chasing a payday, noting she sent smiling selfies from set later that week. The defense also claims she praised the final take in a wrap party email, proof they say the scene wasn't forced. The court of public opinion isn't waiting. After Horizon Chapter 1 sputtered at the box office, Costner pulled Chapter 2 from its August release. Critics now wonder if reshoots hide deeper problems: budget overruns, crew turnover, and an on-set culture Labella calls fear-based. Industry guilds are watching. If the judge lets Discovery dig into call sheets, rehearsal logs, and body cam footage, Hollywood's new intimacy protocol era will face its toughest test yet. First hearing lands July 29th in LA Superior Court. Meanwhile, a Motown legend insists he is the real victim of a $50 million extortion plot. Picture an 85-year-old Motown legend humming "Tracks of My Tears" while housekeepers change the sheets. The four women now suing Robinson say those workdays turned into 17 years of terror. Unwanted gropes in linen closets, kisses forced in hallways, and late-night summons to fold laundry in his private bedroom. Their May 6, 2025 lawsuit asks for $50 million, claiming assaults from 2007 to 2024 at homes in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. One plaintiff, listed as Maria R., says Robinson once blocked the door, slid a hand up her uniform, and whispered, "No one will ever believe you." The filing also paints Robinson's wife, Frances, as an enforcer, allegedly threatening to cancel work visas if anyone complained. Texts attached to the suit show Frances warning a housekeeper, "Remember how lucky you are to be here." Lawyers say that line proves immigration status was used as a leash. Robinson's response? Fire back. Big. On May 29th, he filed a $500 million defamation countersuit, calling the women Whisper Network extortionists. The 48-page complaint shows birthday cards and selfies the housekeeper sent over the years. Evidence, Robinson says, that no one felt unsafe. His team also asked a judge to toss the original suit because the women filed anonymously. But money fights aren't the only worry. The LA County Sheriff's Department confirmed it opened a criminal probe just 9 days after the civil suit dropped. Detectives are now pulling security cam footage, payroll records, and staff lists from 2 states. If charges follow, Robinson could face felony counts that carry decades in prison. While lawyers spar, fans are divided. Some radio stations quietly trimmed Robinson's songs from throwback playlists. Others argue cancel culture shouldn't rewrite music history until a jury speaks. Music historians warn the case could tarnish a catalog that once defined soul. First civil court hearing lands September 2nd. The criminal probe has no timeline. Across the pond, a comedian once famous for oversharing is suddenly very, very quiet. Picture the wood-paneled courtroom at London's Southwark Crown Court. May 30th. Cameras click as the clerk asks, "Name?" Russell Brand, slick ponytail and a worn-in Bible under one arm, answers softly, "Russell Edward Brand." Moments later, he pleads not guilty to 5 charges: 2 counts of rape, 1 indecent assault count, and 2 assault counts tied to 4 women between 1999 and 2005. All 4 women stayed anonymous under UK law. Brand's lawyers insist every encounter was consensual and brand the case a time-traveling smear. Brand walked free on conditional bail. He must stay at a stated London address, surrender his passport when requested, and have 0 contact with accusers. The full trial is penciled in for June 3, 2026, and could run 4 to 5 weeks, right in the middle of Britain's next general election chatter. Since YouTube cut off ad dollars, Brand has pivoted to Rumble and X, sharing daily spiritual live streams and pushing a new self-help book. Critics call it rebranding, fans call it persecution. Either way, ticket sales for his 2025 US speaking tour cratered, with half the dates quietly postponed. If convicted on the top assault count alone, Brand could face life in prison. If acquitted, he still battles a public opinion storm that cost him sponsors, a literary agent, and long-term BBC syndication. Back in Brooklyn, an indie actor faces something stronger than rumors: a grand jury indictment. Picture a Greystone courthouse in downtown Brooklyn. On May 7th, 2025, the doors swing open and actor Michael Pitt, best known as Jimmy Darmody in Boardwalk Empire, walks in wearing a navy blazer and handcuffs. A grand jury indictment unsealed that morning hits him with 9 felony counts: first-degree abuse, criminal assault acts, second-degree strangulation, assault, and attempted assault. Detectives say the woman photographed bruises and saved hospital records, turning them over last winter. Those photos were key to the grand jury vote. In court, Pitt spoke only 2 words: not guilty. Outside, his lawyer Jason Goldman called the case built on a bed of lies, insisting the couple's 3-year relationship was consensual and that exonerating evidence will clear the actor. Pitt posted $100,000 bail and must attend weekly therapy while out on bond. Fans remember Pitt's earlier struggles. He was placed on a mental health hold after a 2022 public disturbance call. But this time, the stakes go far beyond tabloid headlines. Whether the case survives trial will likely hinge on forensics. DNA swabs from the Cinderblock police say he swung, hospital intake notes, and 5 years of text messages the DA has already subpoenaed. Next, a 90s boy band heartthrob faces a 4th, and most serious lawsuit yet. Picture a crowded filing room at the Clark County Courthouse in Nevada. On April 16, 2025, a stack of papers slides across the clerk's desk. Plaintiff Laura Penley's lawsuit. She says Backstreet Boys singer Nick Carter raped her twice in 2005, failed to use protection, and left her infected with HPV. 15 years later, a doctor told her the virus had turned into stage 2 cervical cancer, sending her into surgery and radiation. Carter's defense playbook? Carter vehemently denies every allegation. His attorney calls Penley's story recycled fiction and points to cheerful emails she sent in 2007 asking for concert tickets. The legal team hints at a countersuit for defamation and says medical experts will testify HPV strains can't be traced to a single person with absolute certainty. What happens next June 30th? Hearing. The judge will rule on Carter's motion to dismiss, arguing the statute of limitations expired. If denied, discovery could force DNA testing, tour bus logs, and Carter's medical records. Rare for a celebrity case. Penley asked for damages no less than $30 million to cover medical bills, therapy, and what she calls a lost decade of health industry fallout. The Backstreet Boys were eyeing a 2025 Vegas residency. Promoters now list the dates as on hold. Streaming numbers dipped 14% after Penley's suit, and a Paramount Plus docuseries, The Carters, Hurts to Love You, dives into the family's legal woes, keeping headlines alive. If a jury believes Penley and links HPV to Carter, damages could soar and criminal charges might follow. If Carter wins dismissal, he still faces 3 other lawsuits. And the court of public opinion isn't as quick to close. From pop to rap, a hype man says Fat Joe's crew ran like a criminal empire. Flash forward to June 20th, 2025, a 73-page federal complaint lands in the Southern District of New York. Former hype man Terrence T.A. Dixon says he spent 16 years running flights, filing taxes, and, most disturbing, sourcing girls, some under 18, for backstage aftercare on demand. The suit paints rapper Joseph Fat Joe Cartagena as boss of a criminal enterprise that used threats, fake contracts, and even passport seizures to keep workers silent. One trip to Colombia allegedly ended with Dixon stranded. No money, no ticket home, after refusing to procure minors. Dixon wants $20 million for lost wages and trauma. Joe's 3-word reply, meritless, retaliatory, ridiculous, came through attorney Don Florio, who calls Dixon an ex-employee fired for theft. The legal team plans an immediate motion to dismiss, arguing the Trafficking Victims Protection Act doesn't apply because no commercial sex act is proven. First status hearing is set for September 9th. If the judge lets discovery proceed, tour ledgers, WhatsApp chats, and VIP guest lists could surface, putting other industry names at risk. Sports fans, brace yourselves. An NBA All-Star is next in the spotlight. Late on May 30th, 2025, A Jane Doe filing hits Los Angeles Superior Court accusing Pelicans forward Zion Williamson of two 2020 rapes plus years of assault, physical, emotional, and financial abuse from 2020 to 2023. The suit details hotel assaults in New Orleans and Los Angeles, strangulation that left bruises visible for a week, and a threat to shoot her parents if she talked. Doe also claims Williamson controlled her bank apps, draining $700,000 over 3 years. Williamson hasn't commented publicly. Agents say he'll file a motion to dismiss, calling the relationship consensual and the money gifts. Because incidents span Louisiana, California, and Florida, 3 DAs could open criminal probes if evidence looks strong. The NBA says it is monitoring closely, while sponsors for his energy drink deal have paused ads. A case management hearing lands August 5th. If dismissal fails, expect subpoenas for flight logs, security cam clips, and texts archived by Apple's iCloud servers. Our final case rocks the Christian music world. Some fans call it the scene's worst-kept secret. On June 13th, 2025, The Guardian drops a bombshell. 3 men claim Christian rock icon Michael Tate drugged and assaulted them in hotel rooms between 2003 and 2012. 4 others describe unwanted gropes, one only 17 at the time. Interviews with 25 insiders say rumors swirled for years inside Nashville's tight evangelical circuit. Victims recount trust built through prayer circles, followed by drinks spiked with Xanax and vodka. One ex-keyboardist says, "He stole a piece of our souls." Hours later, Tate posts a tear-streaked Instagram video. "I lived a double life, drugs, brokenness, but some details are wrong." He resigns from Newsboys and deletes tour dates. Detectives in Tennessee and Texas confirm they're reviewing complaints. No charges yet, but police collected DNA swabs from hotel bedding kept by one accuser for years. Meanwhile, Christian radio pulls God's Not Dead from heavy rotation, and merch sales crater 60% in a week. Industry watchers warn that, if criminal counts follow, faith-based labels could face the first major #MeToo reckoning in contemporary Christian music. Our outro rolls here, reminding viewers that every allegation is just that until a jury delivers a verdict. Who do you think will clear their name and who's in real danger? Stay tuned, subscribe, and drop your take in the comments.